and it just, you seen them, you see it in the video, they're tying it on me. I'm not going to do it now. No. 10 kilometres up the road, and next we're getting drunk on the side of the road with these, is that a bird or it's a lizard, I think, isn't it? A fuck you lizard. You'd be paying for the experience, of course. I'm not offering it for nothing. Good morning, guys. Good morning. How yous going? Got a little bit of night market footage left over from the last time we went into the night markets, which was a few weeks back now. So I thought today would be a great chance to answer some questions and let you guys look around the markets while I do that. First, the video you guys seen on Friday. Don't need that, I'm done now. That is the Hmong knife I bought. Give you a look at how long it is. And that has a really good blade on it. Good edge on it. And you wouldn't want that slipping in between your ribs, would you? What a unique shape. The Hmong use these for everything from daily vegetable cutting up to a machete to just cutting up kindling for the fire, you name it. Just and there's a hunting, I guess, but every Hmong village I've been to, you always see them with these knives. You see the ladies with them, you see the men with them, and they use them for anything that needs cutting, sharp edge. What a terrific score that was. So stoked I was able to get that. You're not sure what I'm talking about? Checking that video. The last video I put up is where I purchased it from. And you guys can too if you go there and visit. You know, it's not just an exclusive thing. The blacksmith there actually makes them to sell. Anyway, and comes in a nice wooden sheath like that with the belt, and it just, you seen them, you see it in the video, they're tying it on me. I'm not going to do it now. No, we got lots of questions to get into. Lots of people watching the videos wondering when they can get back here. Still not issuing tourist visas yet. Some people can come in now. That is mainly for people with already existing visas, and they still need permission of the Lao Task Force to come in. I will quickly read to you what is required. Lao and foreign nationals wanting to enter Laos from countries with no community outbreak of coronavirus are required to obtain a certificate indicating they have tested negative for COVID within 72 hours of departure. Upon arrival, incomers will again be tested for COVID-19 and be quarantined at a designated location for 48 hours while they await their test result. The task force will consider, based on the outbreak situation of the incomer's country of origin, whether to allow new arrivals to continue quarantining at home, their workplace, or a hotel for the remainder of the requisite 14-day period. So depending on where you're coming in from will depend, it's up to the task force where you're going to be doing your quarantine, whether it's in a hotel or if it's from, more than likely from a country with very limited COVID outbreaks, you can possibly do it at home. And as I said, this is not for tourists. They're not issuing tourist visas. It is mainly for businessmen, investors, spouse visas, working visas, and people who have already had visas issued to them. As I said, you cannot rock up or just fly in, rock up at the border and expect to get a visa on arrival. They're not doing it. This stands in place from the 1st of November to the 31st of December, and I guess they're going to be reassessing it then. So nothing's going to change between now and then. So that's this year covered. Yous aren't coming in this year, not for travelling, not for tourism. You know, they are letting people in, but it's under special circumstances, and you do need the task force approval. If there is any more news, I will be sure to update. But any articles and news, up-to-date news that I come across, it always goes on to my Now in Lao Facebook page as soon as I come across it. So if you haven't already, be sure to like the page and keep up to date that way, because I cannot be making a video for every update there is. I just do not have the time. You know, it has been a while since I've done an update like this about COVID. Where do we stand in the community as far as our outbreaks here? 2 weeks ago there was another young person travelling back from Russia, was case 24. On the 2nd of November, case 23 tested negative and was released from hospital. So that was on the 2nd, just a few days ago. So there's still only one in quarantine or isolation being treated. No community outbreaks whatsoever, and there hasn't been since case 19. Cases 20, 21, 22, 23 and now 24 have all been picked up through this process of coming in, being tested, quarantined at that stage of arrival. So it isn't out in the community, which will answer one of the questions, or a few people have asked me, why are we not wearing masks here? It's not required. We went through the whole mask thing not long after it all started. Everybody took it up, no problem at all. Everybody was wearing masks. Everybody was washing their hands. You had to be, wash your hands, temperature before you went into just about any shop. We've been through all that, and it's paying off now. There is none in the community. So question time. German 411. Have you ever found any hatred towards Americans since we bombed their country and led a secret war there in the 60s and early 70s? I was in Vietnam War and had friends in Air America who flew there making supply drops for the Hmong fighting the communists. I really can't answer this because I'm not American, but I can answer it for being Australian. Have not found any hatred towards Australians, but I haven't seen any hatred towards any foreigner here, really. No. I'm just trying to think of a certain instance, or how people shy away from a certain race of people here. Maybe a few people are a bit upset at the amount of Chinese coming in here, but towards Americans, surprisingly for what the Americans did for 9 years, no, and if the shoe was on the other foot, would Americans feel badly towards Laos or another Asian country if they bombed the fuck out of you for 9 years? I can't see you handling it as well as they have, but it's an impossible hypothetical, isn't it? It is. Stupid. To answer your question, German 411, no, they are just a very forgiving people, and that is probably the most accurate description I can give the Lao people. Fuck you. Is that a bird, or it's a lizard? I think, isn't it? Fuck you, lizard. No, they're just happy to see tourists come here and spending their money and helping them out, because tourism here does help a lot, and I've never noticed it so much than I have in these past 12 months. Righto, moving on. Kerry O'Brien, how you doing? How are you? What do we got? Cheers, Todd. What's the latest news discussion on Laos opening up to neighbour countries who are also pretty much COVID free? There is a lot of discussion at the moment as far as bubbles and things like that, but it's still a whiles off yet for tourist tourists crossing the border. So I have not heard anything, so I can't really comment on that yet. I have read things and seen articles discussing it, proposals, and nothing concrete yet. As soon as anything does come up, you know, in concrete that really changes it, I will be sure to let you guys know. I will do a video on that. But like I said, anything else you just want to keep up to date with, check out the Neenee Lao Facebook page. Links in the description below anyway, guys. Thanks, Kerry. And Joyce, my friends from NZ, how yous doing? They have actually been to the restaurant. We had some beer Lao together. How you going, guys? How you been? Been good. It's been a while since we checked in. What's happening about going home? Is work holding your job? Understand if you don't want to or can't comment. It is very difficult to get flights out of here. There was a flight on Tuesday. Some Australians were able to make it home, you know, and it has been a hard slog for them securing those flights, and many flights cancelled, or, you know, there was a flight that was going into Cairns, and then the Australian government hit that on the head, so they've been stuffed around a lot. As far as me going home, I am staying here until things normalise. I am not going to go home and be paying an expensive flight to start with that may or may not be cancelled and, you know, drawn out, as both me and Neenee will have to go at that time. And then $3,000 per person to do 2 weeks isolation, quarantine, once we get there. And once we get there, we're trapped there, because at the moment the government is not allowing people to fly out of Australia. So even if we were able to secure flights home and get home and pay for the quarantine, do our 2 weeks, when we wanted to come back, how do we know when they're going to let us back? At the moment, it's closed at the moment, you know. Australia is letting their nationals fly home, do quarantine, but once you're there, they're not letting anybody out, you know, except for extreme circumstances. I guess they would let Neenee out because she lives here, but I don't think they would allow me. I'd have to prove to them that I live here permanently for them to allow me to come back. I'm just not going to risk it. I'm going to wait. I'm not in a rush like some people are to get home. It's not urgent for me, and I'm just going to wait until things normalise, until, I guess it's going to be a long time before flights are going to be at a normal price, but I'm not going to be doing quarantine, and I'm not going to be paying for it. If that answers your question there. As far as work, I got no idea. A lot of things have changed at home in the industry I work with, the company I work for. There has been layoffs, there has been retrenchments, redundancies I mean. So, and for me to go back and expect the conditions I had before, you know, the 3 on 3 off, would be a big ask. I can't imagine the company really being happy with me after having all this time off. Well, I am stuck here, but going back and then just working for 12 weeks and then coming back here again, you know what I mean? So it's all up in the air at the moment. This is my home now, I think. This is my home now. As soon as things normalise, I will be going back to visit family and things like that and just go in and see work. But a lot has changed. It's not the same world anymore. Yes, can't see myself going back. I can't see my same position being there. I can't. How's this vision? I hope it's not too shit because I'm in the shadows, guys. But worst case scenario, I go back, visit my family, and come back here and keep making Lao videos for myself and for you guys. It's not really a worst case scenario, is it? I can think of much worse things to be doing. Okay, David Abata, A-B-E-Y-T-A. That's how I'm going to say it. Let us know if I'm wrong. Very interesting to see how you pronounce that, David. Why did you pick Laos? I can read that many ways, mate. I can read that many ways. I didn't pick Laos. I did not pick Laos. I think, as somebody said in the comments below that, Laos picked me, and that is dead right. Going on that angle of your question, Laos picked me. That is where Neenee lived. If you're meaning the question by why did I pick Laos to live instead of Australia with Neenee, that is a very simple question. When I met Neenee, I was just shy of 50. Just shy of 50. I am turning 55 in a couple of weeks now, a week or so, and I'd been married previously. I'd raised a family. They're all in their 20s now, mid-20s, punching 30s, and I'd worked for the same company for many years. This was a different life, mate. This was a different life. I'll put this out there to anybody else. This was a totally different culture, different people. Would you want to find somebody from overseas and then go take her back home and continue just going back to work, living that same life you've lived your entire life, or would you like to experience something different? This is like having a second life. You hear that phrase so often with people, meeting somebody else or getting married, this is their second life. No, this is really another look at life, a different adventure. I could have just kept going back to it wasn't 9 to 5, but working for the company I did, rotating shifts, 1 week night shift, 1 week afternoon shift, 1 week day shift, never knowing whether you're coming or going, just the rat race back home, or living in a country like this. It was a no-brainer for me, no-brainer whatsoever, and hard to take somebody out of a country like this, I think, with what am I trying to say, with their different views of family life, how the families here are so close. Neenee would have come back, but after me visiting here a few times, I knew from the first few times, this is if we were to end up together, married, this is where I'd want to be. So Laos picked me, man. And if you're not sure what I mean by that, check out this video here. This is how I met Neenee, all about the background to it and how we ended up marrying. And there's we've actually got our weddings in video also that you can check out. But I go into depth of the story of how I met Neenee, so check that out. And it really does come down to how that person answered you in the comments. It's I didn't pick Laos, Laos picked me. Question from Billy Boy. How you doing, Bill Meister? Long time crazy subscriber, this fella from, I was going to say where you're from, Bill, but I don't want you being harassed. Have you planning to were you drunk, Bill? Were you drunk? Have you or are you planning to travel down the southeast peninsula of Laos and make a video series about it? I do get asked this question a lot. The last time I was down that way, I wasn't even vlogging, I wasn't capturing video. We do have some video from down there that my son Luke captured at the time on his old GoPro 3, I think, and I put them together in some of my earlier videos. I think there was 3 videos. Check them out here. Well, first one, I think they're in a playlist of their own, All my playlists have changed too, guys. When we were traveling away, I deleted all my playlists and went through over 420 odd videos, putting them into new playlists, categorizing them, so it's easier for you people to just sit down and watch a whole trip without all these other question and answer videos and everyday life videos popping up in between, you know, because I do mix the variety of videos up from week to week to week. So now you can actually sit down, click on the first one of the trip and just watch that entire trip. Go check it out in the playlist next to home video, and then playlist on my Now in Lao YouTube channel page. That's where it's at. Anyway, Bill, getting back to your question, dude. The south of Laos, yes, we plan to go down there. We've started to make that trip a few times, but you've got to pick the right time of year. It can be very brutally hot. The last time we meant to go down there, I ended up getting flu, pretty bad chest infection and that, and I was in a hotel bed for 2 days just out to it in Vientiane, and then we ended up making our way back home. You know, we just run short of time, and we didn't allow ourselves enough time to really explore it down that area anyway. So one of our next trips, we really want to go back down that way, past Vientiane to Paxi to the Balavan Plateau. Some awesome coffee up in that plateau, some awesome waterfalls, Tadphone, Tadlao, can't think of the other ones, but I've got them on the videos anyway. But to really explore it and for me to capture video, Atapo and around the 4,000 islands again. Yeah, it is totally different than the northern videos you guys have been used to seeing. East, west, north. Wow, that's north. Yeah, we do plan to go down there, mate. Yeah, and that in itself, that'd be 20 days on the road, I reckon. The trip we just come back from, the videos you guys are watching now, the Hmong knife video, that is just the start of the trip. You know, Luang Prabang was one of our first stops. We stopped there 4 days. We've still got a long way to go, so stay tuned to that video, guys. And if you're just tuning in, it's got a playlist of its own already, so check it out. Nothing else, Bill? Okay, yeah, that was it. Are you planning to travel? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. There's a lot of places we know we want to go to down there. It's a matter of finding the time, and I don't like doing trips when I've still got a whole lot of trip to edit. You know, the last trip we went away on, this trip, there's still a couple of months of videos there to edit. That is why I put in these questions and daily life videos in between, so that, you know, so they are more up to date. It doesn't, the traveling videos don't really have to be up to date, but things like me questions and answers videos, they have to be fairly relevant as far as time of when they go up, so you guys are getting more accurate information. Thank you very much for your question, Bill. Hope you're having a better day at work, mate. J7, Jace has travelled here before with his family, absolutely loved the place. How you doing, dude, up there in Queensland, eh? Mate, sad to see the most beautiful town, beautiful of towns quiet. He's talking about Luang Prabang. It is very sad seeing the, well, you know yourself how vibrant and full of life the place is. You know, it was, yeah, it just didn't feel like Luang Prabang when we were there, mate. It was sad. Here's my question: where do you see your channel and yourself this time next year? Thanks. I will still be doing the same thing. Wednesdays, Fridays, Sunday mornings, Sydney time, punching out 3 videos a week, just continuing on. I'm not tiring of this, and as I was going to say, as long as you guys aren't tiring of it, but even if you did, I'd still be punching them out, because this is a library of my memories that I'm just gathering together for later on in life when I can't do anything but sit back and just stare at a screen, at least I've got these to watch, you know, and my adventures and experiences of Laos. And I just so happy guys like yourself, Jace, enjoy watching these videos with me. You know, thanks for tagging along, dude. Thank you for tagging along. And I just really enjoy being able to showcase and highlight Laos to people who there's a lot of people who haven't even heard of Laos, you know, and I've copped a lot of comments where them saying that, and now they're just hanging for the borders to open up so they can come and experience some of these things that I've been showing them. I know that's got nothing to do with your question, but things aren't changing, dude. Things aren't changing. Maybe in a year or so down the track, we may be offering just once a year 2 people come along with us on an adventure. They'd be paying, of course, but just to travel and see Laos the way we do. Let us know if you know, that'd be something anybody would be interested in. But it'd be fairly tight criteria to come and do that, because it is fairly grueling the way we travel, and we are in close confined quarters for a big part of the trip. There is a lot of sitting in the car, but some of the things you see is just hard to see for your regular tourist just coming in for 2 weeks and knowing exactly where to go. So there's something we've been tossing around for a couple of years now doing, and we just keep putting it off mainly for the simple fact is we don't know what we're getting into. You guys know us. You guys, what you see on video is just us every day, you know. This is our personalities, our character, and that we don't know what we'd be getting into, who we would be picking up off the plane and inviting to be in a Colorado cabin with us for 2 weeks traveling. It's you know what I mean? Oh, yeah. But it's not something we'd get into full time. It'd just be for the experience and to offer a subscriber and their partner or a couple of subscribers that opportunity to do that. You'd be paying for the experience, of course. I'm not offering it for nothing. It's something you can't get here at the moment. It's not, you know, that personalized, customized trip to actually go into, you know, these villagers' homes and drink with them. You know, watch this series we're currently doing now. You know, it has only just started. You know, you think the videos from Luang Prabang are good. Wait till we get up into the mountains and some of the villages we go through, some of the people we meet, and you tell me you would not like to experience that also. You know, so yeah, the videos are going to stay the same, dude. That's not going to change. I'm just going to keep punching them out, living the life here. Still doing the same walking tours and the Q&As like this and the everyday life videos. And while ever there's corners of Laos we haven't explored, we're going to do that and keep showing you. But yeah, that was just something else we thought, you know, maybe we can give some subscribers that opportunity to come along with us now and again. You would have to be fit. You would have to be fit and very tolerant of a lot of time sat in a car on windy roads. But the beauty of it is we can just stop anywhere. There's nothing booked. You know, you don't know where you're going to end up. You don't know what's around the next corner. You know, one part of this journey we set out to be at this city later that day. We made it, you know, 10 kilometers up the road, and next we're getting drunk on the side of the road with these canoe people, you know, just then they brought out the Lao whiskey, and here I am down in the bloody river slipping over in the mud, and yeah, such wonderful people. nothing's going to change in the channel. You know, I'm just going to keep plugging along, Jason. Just keep plugging along. You know, I'm enjoying it. This is my life here, and I'm going to keep showcasing Laos to you people. So when the borders do open up, you're keen to come here and check it out for yourself. Check it out for yourself. These people are itching for tourism to open it back up. More questions. How many more have I got? Oh, that's it. That's it. One more. Jenny Mark. Another question from Jenny. See, they've opened the borders up there, Jenny, in Queensland, except for Sydney. Just Sydney, not New South Wales, which is a kick in the guts, and all of Victoria. But I understand why. I'm going to have to do some serious editing. That's the second time this thing's shut off on me. Jenny's question. Does Neenee, does she feel the pain her country folk are going through? We're all feeling it, Jenny. We are, you know, everybody is feeling it, and particularly Neenee. We're just starting to realise now how far-reaching the effects of no international tourism is, you know, even for in Vientiane, you know, people flying into Vientiane, and those tourist dollars for the hotels and the workers, and that just spreads out into those workers being, you know, our restaurant is not a tourist restaurant. It is mainly locals, you know, 99% of the time they are just local Lao people coming here. There's been restaurants and that they've closed down, and you know, we are doing it hard here now. The money just isn't there for them to be able to go out and treat themselves out like this anymore. So things are doing, you know, things are going being pretty tight at the moment, and that really, even though we're back 3 weeks or so from that trip, it really hit home how hard they're doing it all over Laos, all over. So yes, she does feel it, and you know, being a businesswoman herself, she has noticed it. You know, I think there's not much more I can say there. You know, the rest of the answers I've given throughout this video has hinted at how hard things are here. You know, because of, you know, but it's hard everywhere, isn't it? It's hard, you know. We are lucky. We're just doing it hard as far as business, the economy. You know, a lot of places around the world, it's not just the economy, it's people's health. You know, they're copping it. You know, and so yeah, I don't want to harp on about the economy too much here, because the economy is second to people's lives. So anyway, guys, thanks for the questions. I'm going to be pumping out a couple of travel videos a week now, just because we have captured a lot of this trip up north and through the mountains and villages, and people are enjoying the different ethnic villages we go to. So I'm going to, you know, usually it's just one a week, but to keep them flowing, I'm going to do them 2 a week, and then an everyday video in between. I'll see what comes up, walking tour or something like that. Just it depends how I feel, I guess. So that's it. You guys take care wherever you are around the world, you know, and the social distancing thing and masks, you know, if it does work, and Laos and even the countries around here, Vietnam, Taiwan, Japan, they are all good examples of how well it has worked. It has. So take care and be safe, and be sure to practice those the hand washing and social distancing requirements.